So these three couples, you guys did the training, so I'll have you guys sit today. Okay? And Zeph, of course, can you please come quickly? Alright, so you will, where is our timer? Yeah, Miss Timer. Give a round of applause, guys, to Timer. Alright. Your time exactly is 1 minute and 30 seconds. 1 minute and 30 seconds. Okay? Are you ready? Yeah, I'm not going to tell the order. I will just tell a name and you got to start your power of spoken. I mean, whatever your self-talk is, however you do your self-talk, okay? Feel free to share it with the team. Okay, go.
You can't change what other people think about you, but you can change what you think about yourself.
Good. Your self-talk.
Okay. What is one small thing that you're going to do today that's going to power you to a big dream tomorrow?
Okay. What else?
You're not alone. You're here to help other people.
Stop, Supriya.
I always talk with God about our business, our team's business, and what is my monthly goal, basically, and what I wanted to achieve this month and next month.
Awesome. Go on.
And then I talk about our family goals too. I talk about my husband's success as well as my kids.
In your self-talk?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Fantastic. My kids, both of them. I mean.
Stop. Arun.
Going Eagle this month, sponsoring people, starting a second leg, doing good at my new job.
Awesome. Yeah. Pravina.
Today, I thank God for today. It's the awesome day. I'm each and every day I'm getting better and better. And we have the most youngest, united, fastest growing team in whole Shah Kakani organization. And I'm sold out to my business and to the products. It's the best of the best.
Awesome.
And
Satish.
okay, I'm not done.
Satish.
I'm healthy. I'm wealthy. I have we basically. We have an international team. People perceive this at times as an Indian's business. It's not. So we are recruiting people from all walks of life, all races, all religion, all colors of skin.
Okay, without God, there's no things that possible. I always put God first, and then put my family. But without His blessing, I cannot do anything to help other people.
Perfect, Raj.
Okay. So this is what I would do, guys. Okay. Mostly when I drive it in the car, I do it. If I'm not, I do it at home. First thing I would say is, I thank you, God, for everything you do in our life, business and job. Absolutely, I'm the best speaker, communicator, and listener. And we are getting a platinum ship done by June 2013. This month we are getting a gold done. And definitely I'm bringing my parents in first class by November 12, 2013. And definitely our team is the most united and healthy, energetic and fired up team. And helping, we are myself, Raj and Praveen are helping so many people all over the United States and different parts of the world as well. And absolutely we are getting a job done for our kids and for our family.
Okay, I'm beautiful inside and out, inside and outside, and I'm very proud of my family for who they are, and I always work on seeing the positive in people, best in people, and I really thank God to make my day more productive.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. Appreciate it. Good round of applause. Okay, so you guys got to understand something. Okay, don't focus. Like if a person who is like a red light who is focusing on the hole in the donut, he'll be in the last to saying everybody is talking about something. No, everybody is not talking. That means you're only listening. You're not understanding what people are saying. Have your own self-talk. And trust me, if I call her, she also has something she talks when he's not around. He also has something when he talks when he's driving in the car. Guys, don't lie. When you drive in the car, you talk more to yourself than anybody else. How many people have done that? Okay? You might talk about so many things. You can talk about it. But see, understand one thing. You will always talk with what you have been surrounded with in the last few hours. You will always talk what you have been surrounded in the last few hours. Maybe even next hour from there on. Either way. Something has happened in your house, that is what goes in your mind. If your wife hasn't kissed you goodbye properly, that is what goes in your mind. What is wrong? Every day she does that. Why didn't she do it today? Is she okay? Is she happy? Is she healthy? What did I do wrong? Last night everything was fine. Same thing. Again, when you're going, if you're coming back from work and if you're talking, it's going to be something. So have a good self-talk, guys. Okay? Whatever you talk, talk positive. Okay, it will help you a lot. Okay, I do a lot of self-talk myself, and personally this should be in my mind whenever you're taking bath, you're driving, whatever might be the case, because ladies, she can vouch, they can vouch on themselves. But you know, you got to speak. I'm a champion. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm getting the job done. I'm doing my business cooking. Everybody wants to talk to me. Why should somebody not join me when I show them the plan? They don't understand the plan. They're not understanding English. Why are they sitting there in front of me, wasting my time? I have so many ground lines. 3 legs are cooking. 3 more legs are coming. Ganesh is waiting. I've got to go 6 and previous. 25 books are happening. SOTs are happening. 25. Go on. And after some time, you'll be so energetic that you will get speeding ticket. Okay? Yeah. If you have not done that, you're not an eagle yet. I promise you that. And if you have done that on purpose, then you're a vulture. Okay? So self-talk. Keep that in mind. Okay? I'll just talk about one more point, and with that I'll just open up if anybody has any question. A lot of people have a team going. I'm going to talk to a little bit now about people in the business for some time. Okay? If you have a team going in the business, say 1 person, 2 persons, or 5 people, it really doesn't matter. If you have a team going, why do you think sometimes that your team is not able to connect to somebody, maybe you or somebody else? They're immediately being able to connect to somebody else. Why do you think that? Can anybody give me an answer? So let's say if let's say you have a student team, for instance. Okay, let's say you have 5 single people or 5 students. All of a sudden, whenever you go, the students are reciprocating. But whenever somebody else goes, maybe your upline, maybe your downline, somebody else goes, there's a vibe created there. Now they are all of a sudden as if this guy has gone and given each $500 to just go and cash somewhere. Why is that energy? Why is the difference there? Can anybody tell me?
How they relate to each other.
How they relate to each other.
You are listening to the person.
Listening to the person.
They get close.
They get close. Why do they get close to certain people?
Because they respect the people uplines who are having
Uplines.
more
Okay.
fruit on the tree.
Fruit on the tree. Okay, let's imagine if tomorrow, I'm just going to take an example of my upline. Since everybody knows Ganesh, I'm going to take. If Ganesh walks up to the room, let's say you bring another 30 people who has not met Ganesh in their life. Don't tell them what he is in the business. Don't tell them what he's accomplished. Do you think they'll get attracted to him? Why?
Choice of words.
Cow. That is the answer. Cow. Choice of words. How good is your cow doing? Your milk is dependent on that. Okay? Always keep that in mind. Your choice of words is what attracts people. What is the second big reason? Have you seen Family Fortune top 10 answers? No. What's the second big reason?
You take interest in them.
You take interest in them. Okay, so what's the difference between you taking and somebody else is taking? Both are listeners. Then what is the difference?
You show them.
Concerned about them.
You genuinely, the genuineness, right? Some people are like, oh, what happened? Then he says, I have something in my life. And you're like, oh, is it? Wow, yeah. So when is the next game? Okay, genuineness. Okay, what else?
You show them you can help them get there where they want to.
You are giving them a vision. You're able to successfully give them a vision. When can you paint a picture to somebody else?
When you are
Have you seen these people who go for honeymoon? You know, this guy who can't afford, but Switzerland is on their map. So what does this guy do? He makes his wife sits and they see, can you see Switzerland? And can you see that coldness there? Can you see, do you feel, I'm feeling already cold. Do you feel cold? No. Okay. What is he doing? He's painting a picture. Why is he able to paint the picture? Can anybody tell me that? In his mind, he's already there. So if you are not that person, how can you paint a picture for your team? But does that painting of the picture depend on the number of people you have? Ideally, yes. Let's say if you're having 100 people in your team, will you paint a picture easily for the new downline? Absolutely yes. But that is not where the challenge. The challenge is when you don't have 100 people, when you have 2 people, when you have 4 people, are you able to paint a picture? For that you got to be crystal clear. That today I have 4 people, I don't care. Tomorrow I'm going to have 40 people. Only this guy can paint a picture for these. Am I making sense? Okay? Right from the point I got started, guys, I have always painted a picture for all my folks. Sometimes by showing them, sometimes by personally doing it. Okay, so paint a picture. But painting a picture relies a lot on your cow. Because only when your cow is doing good, will you be able to paint a picture that there is milk in that person's body? I am telling you, cow works. Focus on the cow. Okay? Last but not the least. Can anybody tell me the third most important thing? And most of the people miss out on this. The first two are easily gettable. But most of the people, can anybody guess? Third one. What is the reason why anybody else, say our upline comes, all of a sudden he relates to this guy and he goes by fired up, going 5 people, I'll fill up the bus, I'll fill up Colosseum. When you go only, I'll fill up open meeting. Why? Why Colosseum has become open meeting? Can anybody take a guess? Enthusiasm. Got it? Because when you have enthusiasm and when you speak like a champion, again it comes down to cow. If your cow is good, you speak like a champion. Make sense? But enthusiasm. The last is your dressing sense. If you have 5 people in your team who are, say, whenever, observe people, observe your team. If I have to ask one thing that I will recommend before I go to from Indianapolis, and if you want a huge team, observe what your upline is doing. You cannot have a guy in your team who always wears leather jacket and you go to him in superb formals, Raymond suit. Doesn't work. You got to relate to that person. You got to change. If needed, go shopping. You got to change. Okay? How many people have observed Karthik change his dressing stance? Has anybody seen that? When Karthik walks into Purdue, I wish I had some photos. He spikes up his hair. He spikes up his hair. And trust me, I have got at least 2 downlines right now of his who have texted me how cool he looks. How cool he looks. And they've related to him. I'm not saying everybody please go and buy gel now. But what I'm saying is you got to change. Because what they are seeing in your upline is of course all this is there. Let's say you develop all this tomorrow. Still you will not be able to pull a team off. And still you will not be able to have your team look up to you and say, wow, I want to be like that guy, man. Because you got to change with the crowd. When I go to a couple's house, I cannot wear spike and leather jacket. It doesn't work. Why? It's not because it is not cold outside. It is because you got to relate with them. Again, when you're going to somebody's house, look at how things are happening. Observe what are your uplines doing. Because after 1,000 guys, what you know is what a double diamond knows. There's no difference. The difference is here. The point you have to... He also listens to 30 CDs. You also listen to 30 CDs. You also know second week night owl, fourth week... He also knows that only. What is the difference? The difference is this. If you can catch it, you'll have a huge... Forget you'll have huge downline. Downlines will come behind you. They love you. And they want to be a part of your goal. Because they want to be like you. Always, always, always understand this, guys. Never have a goal in this business to make people like you. Always have a goal to make people be like you. There's a big difference. Let me repeat that again. Never have a goal in this business for people to like you. But always have a goal in this business for people to be like you. Always. And for that you need to focus on dressing sense. For that you need to focus on your actions, your choice of words. All this comes into picture. Okay? You cannot be an odd one and build a huge community of Eskimos. Have you heard that line before? Okay? You cannot go to Iceland, wear jeans and have 50 Eskimos part of your team. Ain't happening. Even if you cannot bear and even if you feel that Eskimo outfit is too hot, you got to wear it to get 50 people. Am I making sense? Be an Eskimo to train an Eskimo. Have you heard that line before? Which movie is that? Archipelago. I don't know if you've seen that. Please feel free to watch that movie. It's in vertical limit, I think. Okay? Be an Eskimo to train an Eskimo. You've heard that? Yeah. Same thing in the business. Many people don't relate. And all of a sudden when they meet your uplines and everybody, not that they're wearing some star-studded jewelry and becoming, all these jewelry kind. No. But the way they behave, the way they are having that compassion is very important. Okay, am I making sense? Mm-hmm. If you get this one point, guys, your team will never leave you. Okay? Because at some point you got to understand that yes, the initial struggle is to bring a team of 10. But after you bring a team of 10, the real struggle is not bringing next 10. How difficult is that? It's very easy. The real struggle is how do you keep the 10 and how do you make the 10 to 20 and how do you make the 10 to like you. That is very important. Because imagine 5 downlines texting you, man, you came today evening, my evening was made. Forget that, guys, your night is also made today. When your downline texts you that. Am I making sense? Relate to people, observe what they are doing. Okay, definitely do that and set an example. Okay, this is just some things I think that is very relevant for the team. Okay, a lot of our success, especially we are having student teams, they look at every single thing what you're doing. If you're out of way dressed, if you have a student team or a single people team and you do that, oh man, they will easily go over you and look for who is having the right kind of this one, and they want to listen, they are wanting to follow him, they are wanting to do everything. That's how mass works. Okay, but I know I have a couple of minutes. Does anybody have any question, something that they always had a concern, something?
Can you give an example of the kind of, what is the choice of words that you use, especially when you speak to young people?
Okay, let me give you an example. Okay, if somebody tells me in the business, okay, hey, you know what, let me just handle an objection, for instance. There's a difference between you handling an objection and your downline and say my upline and Ganesh. All the 4 will tell different answers, but what relates to that person is what at the end he will get. Am I making sense? Okay, let me give you an example. If somebody tells me, what are my chances of, or let's do a Google search. How many people you get that, right? They go and do Google and they find a whole lot of junk and whatever. So let's say, what will you reply if somebody says, I went on Google and I found so many things. What would you reply? How would you handle that objection?
I would say Google is an efficient search engine, but it's not a good place to do research.
Okay.
Even if you searched about Mother Teresa, you would find 1,000 people hating her. But does that mean she's bad?
Correct.
No.
Okay.
Same
Very
thing
good.
with this business.
Awesome. Fantastic. Anybody else? What would you say, Snehal?
Same thing, similar to what Varun said.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Instead of Mother Teresa, you will put somebody else.
Yeah.
Bill Gates. Okay. Very good. How about you, Nikhil?
I would ask him what exactly do you mean by that. You know?
Okay.
Because
I mean that I have searched and I found this whole truckload of things.
Yes, it's like Google is not a credible research engine. Because that's why PhDs don't do research using Google. You know, that's
Okay.
how I would say.
Awesome. PhD doesn't do Google. Okay. How about you, Arun? How would you handle that?
I would say that it's a people business. A lot of people, so you deal with multiple personalities, multiple people who have a different perspective and run their businesses differently. What I can show you is how people are building it professionally, and that's how me and my organization does it. And you saw people in the open meeting who built it in a professional way, a lot of really successful people. So see what you want to base your information on and your decision.
Awesome. Fantastic. Great. How would you do, Amit?
Basically, well, I have encountered several situations like this. I tell them that you're right, you know, and even when I got started, you know, I found a lot of negativity on the internet, but I instead of focusing on that, you know, I got the information from right sources, and I made a decision to pursue this business.
Okay. Awesome. Very good. You heard so many different answers, right? Let's say if he's a student, okay, and I'm talking to him, you guys give this. Let's say he's a student from Purdue, because we have a Purdue team. Let's say, and he tells me, oh, I found this on Google and things like that. You know what I do? I open his laptop and I put a search, Purdue sucks. And I keep my mouth shut. And first 3-4 websites, anything you type, first 3-4 websites are always like that, right? Anything you type. And I say, oh, this is what it's showing. And are you in the right university? Connect with students at their level. Connect with professionals at their level. Connect with people at their level. Very important. The difference in way, it is like taking, gone are the days, how many people, honestly, don't raise your hand, but when I say this, mentally think, okay, let's say 7:30 there is a follow-up. You have a bag, you have a kit, in which there are CDs, there is lit pack, there is books, there is next steps, there is registration forms, there is some sample products. You take that bag and you start walking, and you go for follow-up. Let's say if he's a financial analyst, or if he's a student, or if he's a banker, or if he's a lawyer, or if he's your IT colleague, do you have any difference in what you do with follow-up? Or do you take the same bag? Alright, let's go for follow-up. And you go and sit there, tell me what you didn't like, if you have any questions, and you get started. How many people do that? Pretty much everybody. Okay? But you cannot, again, do follow-ups at their level. So if I was doing a follow-up for a financial analyst, I'm going to sit and prepare all what is happening in Dow today. What is happening in S&P 500 today? Which are the stocks that went up today? What are the things that is not happening right today? This is all I'm doing before I talk to that financial planner. Not taking that same bag. In that same bag it is, the material is different. The material is today's top 500 stocks. The material today is which stocks in the last 6 months didn't do good. And when I sit with him for a follow-up, I'm sitting and doing follow-up with him and he says, yeah, I told him, great, did you go get a chance to go through the material that I had given you or I had sent you or whatever? He says, yeah, I have some questions. I said, great, go ahead. And then he says, you know what, I don't think this is something because I don't have time. I said, great, tell me a little bit about your stock market a little bit. Are you doing different things for different people, taking the same bag doing? So you've got to understand, a student will not buy some very, very cool answers, like very saucy answers, very swell answers. They don't buy it. You cannot, like for a student, many people I've seen for a student give this example. Okay, let's say if you want to go to Olive Garden and you want to book a menu or something, so you Google, right, to find the hours of operation, to find this. And what they say after that is, let's say you want to buy the Olive Garden. Now do you Google or do you do research? Fantastic answer. It's a zillion bucks answer, but not for the student because he's thinking, I don't have $500 to buy textbook. He's talking about buying Olive Garden. It doesn't work. Make sense? So connect with people at different level. For that, the most important thing is to watch your upline, because he does that. You might be thinking he's coming with me for the same follow-up. You observe what he's doing. He's doing different things in different follow-ups. Okay? So that is what I exactly meant by choice of words. Maybe in this case it's just playing a video, but you know something. Even when I invite, okay, it's a little bit time, but that's why I don't want to stretch. But you know, many people, let's say if you're making a phone call and you book a plan and you invite him for the open meeting. And he said, okay, I'll be there at 7. You say, okay, great. I'll send you a guest pass. I'll give you an invitation. You'll be there at 7:30? Yes, I'll be there at 7:30. What's your next step? Send an email. Text. On the phone, what's your next step? You're done, right? Say, okay, great. I'll see you there. Sure. I'll meet you at the lobby. You'll tell, right? Something, I'll see you at 7:40 at the lobby. Please be there. Sharply dressed. Everything. Okay. What else? Anybody?
Can I count you? Can I count your word?
Can I count your word? Would you ask that to a C list? Already you're scared. This guy is coming itself with God's blessing. And on top of that, in the end, you ask, can I count your word? He's like, no, I'm not going. Like, I should not use that. Right? Okay, what else?
Do you want me to come and pick you up?
You want me to come and pick you up? That's a very good one. Okay. What? You said you're for the first time? What's that?
I'll send you a reminder.
I'll send you a reminder. Yeah, I'll remind you. Okay, I'll press snooze from 6 o'clock. You're coming now? You're coming now? Okay. Now, you got to wrap up the call in a very legitimate way, guys. That is what I mean by choice of words. In the end, let's say I get the same thing and I say, great, 7:30, you're confirmed, great, confirm. And then I say, you know what, guy, let me take a second. Hey, you know what, Varun? Now, here's the thing. I'm going to give you a guest pass, but I need to reserve a seat for you. Okay? There's limited seating. Now, I'm going to do two things once you come there. First, I'm going to introduce you to some of my senior business partners there. Okay? And I'm going to actually introduce you to some more people there. It will look very odd for me to have an empty chair there, especially when I've reserved a seat for you. Am I making sense? Okay, I'm not saying, hey, you're coming, no, you're coming, can I count on you? Then see list, already hardly there is any trust. I'm just making myself at that point make him realize it will look odd for me if you don't show up if you don't show up at 7:45, because I am going to have an empty seat there and that is not a good idea. Okay, have a smile on your face when you're talking. He can feel the smile there. Okay, don't be uptight. He'll also be uptight. Okay, I'll come, sure. No, don't come. Okay, have a smile on your face. And then after that, I wrap up saying, if it is okay with you, again choice of words, if it is okay with you, would you mind if there is any emergency that comes up on your end to at least give me 4-hour notice? Do you think that is reasonable, or do you want more? So he says, okay, I'll give you 4 hours, because it takes me about 4 hours to figure out whom else I can pass that guest pass to. Is it okay for you, or would you want 6 hours? I'm not asking him whether yes or no. I'm asking 4 hours or 6 hours, which is better for you. But I need an reminder before so that I can pass. Okay. At the end, when he keeps the call, you're making him feel so comfortable that there is no other reason for him not to be there that day. Now, do people get mosquito bites out of this? Yes, absolutely yes. Yellow fevers come, typhoids come, so many things come. It's okay. But they will, most of the time, 8 on 10 they'll be there. Okay, so you got to improve that portion a little bit. I'm not saying what works, what doesn't. Whatever works for you. But at the end of the day, if something is working, continue doing that. So that person is also excited to come. You're also happy because you're not very uptight about it. You've been okay. I'll see you at 7:45. It's fine. Okay. Again, choice of words. Okay, because rather than telling, can I count on you? Are you sure? I am seeing my calendar is at 7:40. Your calendar is on or not? Did you put that in your calendar? Can I count on that? He's like, man, already I am myself 10% in the mood to go. And this fellow is talking calendar. He looks at his calendar, there'll be one God photo, Vinayak. He's like, what calendar is this guy talking about? Okay, so don't use heavy words. Relate to people, choice of words. Okay. Sometimes I find a guy telling me, oh, maybe open. I don't know if I'm still wanting to come. I know you're inviting me, but I don't know if I said, great. If you don't mind sharing with me, why do you not want to come? Or what is it that you're not kind of feeling comfortable about? Is it me not knowing you before this call? Is that what is making you feel uncomfortable? Speak what he's thinking. Is it me? Because we have not had a rapport, are you a little skeptical? Smile. Are you a little skeptical to come because you don't know me very well? He'll say, yeah, that is the reason. I'm like, great, don't worry about it. If you wanted to see the idea, what is the best way would you choose? He'll say, can you send me an email? How many people have heard that? Can you send me an email?
Yes.
Okay. Again, how do you handle it? How do you do that? Because it's 10:20, I've crossed my time way more. Raj will beat me up, But awesome.
You can go.
Yeah, but but very excited, guys. Yeah.
How do you answer that?
Yeah, again, don't get very uptight with it by saying, this is password protected. I'm like, okay, did I enter some CIA database or what? These are great things to hear, guys, from stage and from CDs and things, but don't be so uptight to just follow them blindly. And sometimes I just, if somebody asks me that email thing, for instance, I just ask them, great, what would you like me to send you on the email? First question. It'll say something about the company, something about something. Okay, fantastic. Now, here's the thing. There's a difference between me kind of talking to you about a business idea. I actually work with a business development group, which is actually mentored by a multi-millionaire. Okay, so sometimes what happens is, especially when we are talking about business, our first goal is to basically qualify people by not giving them the information via email, but by sitting them and kind of building a rapport, especially when we don't know each other. That is the goal here. Okay, once we are able to successfully build a rapport and we see if our frequency matches, I will not only send you an email, I will also give you secret username and password, a guest username and password, which I generally don't give to a lot of people. I would do that provided our frequency matches. Because if our frequency doesn't match, this is not a job, unfortunately. We have to work as business partners in this. So it's very important. And do you think that via email will we be able to see if our frequency matches? Is it possible via email to do that? His answer will be no. I'll say, great, very nice. There's a Starbucks next to my house. Would you want to come here, or what would you like? Latte, mocha? We have all the flavors. A lot of people so uptight on the phone. Internet, I will send email, somebody Alticore, somebody this and somebody that. It's fine, use it. I'm not saying it's wrong, but use it in the right place. Don't just unanimously use it across the board. Look at the personality. on the phone on the other side? Is he a humble person? Is he a serene, quiet person? Or is he a more rudimentary kind of a recluse kind of a person? He'll be like, no, it's okay, you still send me the email. Only then I will take the next step. Great, what is your email address? You leave me no choice here. If he's a serene person, if he's very calm and still, things like that. You got to connect with the people on the phone. That is very important. Read a lot of books, guys. Books is the key for all that. CDs, yeah, it'll pump you up, it'll make you get speeding tickets, but basically books is what is going to give you the real, the way I see the difference between CD and books in our business is like Red Bull and excess. Okay, a CD is Red Bull. As soon as you drink in 10 seconds, because of the caffeine and sugar, you'll go straight in 15 minutes and you're fired up, CD. But when you read a book, it is like excess. It takes time. Have you observed that? For you to get really energetic and you don't even realize sometimes you're awake. That is excess. That's how books are. You won't see the effect immediately, but you will see over a period of time. Slowly and steadily, you will see the effect. Okay? Thank you so much, guys. Appreciate it.